Hello. This is another part to MG13, and there's one little thing I wanted to add because I wanted to go over the practice problem number 1. It's below the guided practice. It's a similar idea. You're definitely going to want to do the same thing like you would before, like label this. Label this A, and you got your B and your C. And you're still gonna do, again, you can just keep going through the motions. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So you got 9 squared plus x squared equals 15 squared. And then you could keep solving it like normal. And only this time, because the x is over here, you're going to subtract, square this, subtract, square root. So don't be thrown off by the fact that the x isn't at the end. However, there's one other thing I want to teach you on how to do these to make them a little bit easier as the numbers get bigger, because in the guided practice, the numbers are pretty small. One way to do it, because 9 squared, not too bad, but 15 squared, that's going to require some work. And then there's a little bit of subtraction. That's kind of unavoidable, but you're working with bigger numbers, higher chance of mistakes. There's going to be some later problems where the numbers are even bigger. So here's a way to make that manageable. You want to think of congruent triangles. So I'm going to go ahead and draw, I would go ahead and draw another triangle to the side and find the greatest common factor of these two numbers over here, 9 and 15. The greatest common factor is 3. Divide them both by 3. Okay? So, we got 9 divided by 3 is 3. And 15 divided by 3 is 5. And then, instead of doing this way, and then solve, instead of using 9 and 15, let me just get rid of that. You can use 3 and 5. So we got 3 squared, and put the x over here, plus x squared equals 5 squared. The numbers are much easier to solve now. 3 times 3 is 9. 5 times 5 is 25. Alright, you guys solve for x, so I'm going to subtract 9, move it over, subtract 9. That's going to equal 16, so x squared equals 16, and then square root, and x, well actually x doesn't equal 4. That's what you're going to find here, x equals 4. But here's the problem with this one. This trick right here makes things a lot easier with the numbers, but if you do x equals 4, you're going to get it wrong. Alright, whatever we divided by the greatest common factor over here, 9 divided by 3, 15 divided by 5, 15 divided by 3 equals 5. We had to do divide by 3, so that means you're going to want to multiply by 3 to convert it back. Because all we did is we made these numbers into smaller equivalent numbers, kind of like with ratios, to make the numbers easier. But then we've got this number right here, which equals 4. We've got to convert that to get our final B answer, which is really what we're solving down here. Let me get rid of that x. Let's replace it with a B. 4 times 3 actually equals 12. Now, if you went ahead and did 9 squared plus x squared equals 15 squared and solved it all that way, you'd still get 12, but the math would be a little bit harder. So this is one thing to think of. If the numbers are bigger, like 9s and 15s, if there's a greatest common factor, divide them by the greatest common factor, then solve for the missing side using the numbers that you have left over. But then remember your final answer for the missing side, make sure you multiply it by the greatest common factor to get your final answer. If you have any questions, ask me in class.